What is up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be taking you guys back on the computer with me, and I will be teaching you and showing you how you guys can use the Jungle Scout Chrome extension to find a lot of good products and to assure yourself that you're not going to go with a product that isn't going to work. So basically, the Chrome extension from Jungle Scout is going to make sure that you have a good selling product. It's also going to make sure you have low competition, and I'm going to show you guys how to find all those things, and it has a lot of extra goodies and stuff in it that we can use to our advantage, and we need to be using to our advantage in order to be successful selling on Amazon. So without further ado, let's get to it. So here we are on Amazon, and I'm going to be breaking down how the Jungle Scout Chrome extension works and how it is so beneficial for you guys to use. And if you already got the Chrome extension, you know that it is exactly what it's called, a Chrome extension. So you download it to your Google Chrome, and then it is an extension to your browser. So up on the right hand corner right here, we see that JS, and if we click on that, that's the Jungle Scout Chrome extension. So the reason we use the Chrome extension is we want to check out products and see their more in detail stats like sales, reviews, and things like that, and revenue. Your brain most likely isn't going to find a product on its own. Most likely you're not going to know what to search for on your own, and it's going to be a waste of your time. So this pairs with the Jungle Scout web app, or if you guys know a lot of different product research strategies, this is what you want to use with those strategies. So let's say we're using the Jungle Scout web app. That's going to help you find products that are in your criteria, so that meet your sales requirements, that meet your review requirements, and that meet your revenue requirements, and that are in certain categories that you're trying to sell in. Then it's going to pull up all the listings on Amazon that meet those requirements. And we can do another video on the web app another day. But once you find a product maybe on the web app, or maybe a few other strategies that maybe I'll teach you guys one day, then we come on to Amazon, we search that product up, and then we run the Chrome extension on it to see if it's actually sellable. So for example, I'm going to type in one of my previous products that does not work anymore, and that is the Eclipse glasses. So we're going to type that in, and we're going to see what the numbers are now. When I used to sell them, obviously the numbers were great, but that was when the eclipse happened, the solar eclipse. So not anymore. So let's check out the numbers now, and I will show you guys what to look for. All right, that's so hard to type with this mic right here. Let's check these out now. So we have all these listings popping up. Now I'm going to tell you guys all these first listings that you see sponsored on. So right here, right here, and right here, the Jungle Scout Chrome extension isn't going to be showing you guys the numbers and stats for those sponsored items. And that is a good thing for us, because those sponsored items aren't actually listed on the first page. People paid to be sponsored to get to the first page. So these are numbers that we don't even want to see, because these aren't really the top sellers. And with the Chrome extension, we want to check the top sellers to see if they're doing well, and if they have a lot of competition or they have a lot of sales. That's who we want to look at. We don't want to look at the 20th page, because those are people that we know we don't need to compete with. We basically want to look at some of the best sellers for a product, and that is going to explain to us whether we can get in it or not. So we're going to go up to the top right and click on that Chrome extension now, and then it's going to run the numbers for us, and we are going to check it out. And I'm kind of curious myself to see how these are doing right now, because it's been a while since I sold them, and I assume that they are not doing very well. And yes, they are not doing very well. So on the top right here, we're going to see a few things that are very important. On the left hand side, we're going to see the average and monthly sales, which is extremely important. We see the sales rank, which isn't so important. We also see the average price, which is very important. And then last, we see the average reviews, which is very important. So really quick, if you know nothing about selling on Amazon, we're going to show you really quickly why these things are important. So for sales, this is going to be showing you the average of sales that these sellers are getting in a month based off all these listings. So these guys are only selling 109 a month, which is not very good. Now for sales rank, this is going to show you the number that Amazon ranks it, basically based off everything that Amazon sells. So if the sales rank is in the millions, then that means it is not popular at all. So that really does not matter to us. That's not something I look at when I'm trying to sell. But something I do look at is the average price. And the reason for that is we want to make sure that we're selling a product that we can actually make profit off of. I usually like to see $7 and up for profit margins. That way I'm making a decent amount on every single sale. We don't want to have a 50-cent profit margin, because then you're only going to be making 50 cents per unit sold, which you probably aren't going to make very much money off of. So $7 and more is usually what I like to see. And that means that I like to stay away from products that are below $13. So for this, it's $14.87. So this technically would be okay to me because it's above that $13 mark. If it goes below that $13 mark, most likely we aren't going to be able to make a very good profit off of it. So basically, if it's under $13, it's impossible to make that big of a profit margin, and that means we want to stay away from it. And if it's above $13, that means that we are able to make profit margins somewhere around there from 7 and up. Now, if any of this is confusing you guys, because I just realized that last sentence was a little confusing, I'm going to leave my email somewhere up here on the video. Feel free to email me whenever you guys want and ask me questions. Just tell me hi. I don't care if you guys ever need extra help. I love getting the emails from you guys. It's what keeps me going on YouTube because it gets a little bit difficult making these videos sometimes. But I really appreciate the emails and the comments. So there's my email. That is my way of giving back to you guys. Feel free to message me if you ever need extra help. And let's get back onto the video. So the last thing that I'd like to really look at that is very important is going to be the average reviews. Now, the reviews are important because that is what is going to tell us if the market has been dominated already. It's also going to show us if we are able to sell this product without it being too competitive. Now, if we look at this, we can see the reviews are extremely high on a few of these, in the thousands. And that, I'm going to tell you why. That is because this product in specific, the Eclipse glasses, back when I used to sell it, it had a huge boom of sales due to the solar eclipse. And all the reviews shot up because everyone was buying them. So you may look at the sales for this and the revenue and everything, and it's so low, and you're like, how do they have such high reviews? It's because it was a very trendy product a while back, but now it's dead. So those listings, when they were trendy, they still keep their reviews from when it was on a trend. But now it's not. That's why it still holds those reviews, but it holds such low sales volume and such low revenue. So 375 is too high. I like to tell people to stay under 80 or sometimes 70, or if you want to be really strict, stay under 50. It's kind of something for you guys to play around with and check. So these are going to be some of the top listings that we are seeing on the first page. You can see the numbers over here, so 1 to 14, and you can keep going. So we want to generally check the first 12 or maybe up to 20. That's up to you guys. I usually check the first 12. If that passes, then I'll look a little bit more into it to the next 20. So for those first 12 products we want to be coming across, we want to look at the pricing. We want to make sure that most of them, if not all of them, are above that $13 mark. So once again, too low, too low, too low, too low, too low. And some of these are just barely making it. So that shows me that this product may be too cheap to make a good profit off of. So I would automatically already stay away from it. But if it did have good prices, and then we continue on to the sales, and we want to look at some of these sales. So the first listing is above 300, which I like. We want to, like I said, make sure it's above 300. No, and then yes, and then no, 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 no. So I like to see out of the top 12 that most of them, if not at least 75% of them, are going to meet that requirement of the 300 and up. So only 2 of the top 12 are meeting that requirement for me, meaning it is not there. It does not have the sales. It does not have the demand that we need to sell this product. If you guys see this 5 with the less than sign right here, that means that it is below 5 and it's so low that they don't even have an accurate number for it. So basically this means nothing. So don't even, if you see some of those on the top listings, don't even consider the product. So something else you guys can look at is going to be the revenue. This actually isn't anything really important, but it's kind of cool to look at to see how much these listings are actually making monthly. So the first guy's doing 2,800, not bad. The third guy's doing 14,800. I really don't know why or how, but basically looking at this revenue, only one guy's doing well, so we would want to stay away from it. Over onto reviews, like I said, If it's above 500, usually that means the market's dominated, especially if it's above 1,000. So I don't like to see any of the top 12 having above 500, and I especially really don't want to see them above 1,000. Now, what I mean by the market's dominated is that supplier has already established his dominance in this market. So when people come to buy Eclipse glasses and they see someone with 1,000+ reviews, they know that they are the most trustworthy, they have the most reviews, and most likely the buyer is going to buy through their listing because they have established that social proof and that dominance through their reviews already, and we can't compete with that. So we want to see people with 80 and lower, 70 and lower, or 50 and lower, depending on how strict you want to be or how good of a product you want to find. So for this example, almost all these listings are way too high. And once again, out of the top 12, I like to see at least 75% of the top 12 are meeting our requirements of below 50 or 60 or 70 or 80, depending on how strict you want to be. Now, the reason we are looking at the reviews on the first page is that it's going to show us if the market is competitive or not. So if all of the first page reviews are relatively low, say around 70 and lower, that means that we are able to still compete with them. So it's not hard for us to get that amount of reviews pretty quickly. So once we get that amount of reviews, most likely we can get ranked on the first page with some of these top sellers, and then we can start making a lot of money. Now, rating is also something you guys can look at. You can check the rating to see if a lot of these reviews are horrible, and if some of the top reviews on the first page are horrible, then we can most likely see what they're doing wrong, see what people don't like about their listing or their product, and we can improve upon it and possibly take their spot on the first page and get listed where they are if we have a better product and we know that we can get better reviews than them. But for the most part, all the top listings will usually have pretty good ratings. And then on the far right, we can see it says seller, and this is where you can see who's selling the item. So if you see FBA, that is us, basically anyone using fulfillment by Amazon, which is what I teach. And then if we see AMZ, that means Amazon is selling it. Amazon directly is selling it. And then let's see if we have any merchant sellers. And then there are also merchant sellers, but I just looked and I could not find any. So if you see anything starting with an M, that means it's a merchant seller, and that means they are not using Amazon FBA. They're not using Amazon to ship their products for them like us. They actually own a warehouse and they are shipping it out to their buyer once they receive a sale from Amazon. So basically they're doing all the shipping and work for themselves and not having Amazon do it for them like us. If a lot of the top sellers are merchant fulfilled or selling as a merchant, that is also something kind of good for us to look at because they can't offer Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime is something that FBA sellers get because Amazon is able to ship a product to a customer extremely quickly. And also with Prime, they get Prime shipping, which is usually free. So people also like to see Prime products, meaning FBA products like us, because that means they're going to get free shipping and they're going to get very quick shipping. So if we see a lot of the top sellers are not Amazon sold or FBA sold, that means that they are merchant sold and they don't offer Prime, which is not appealing to the buyer. And then we can possibly take their spot on the first page as well because we will offer Prime, and a lot of sellers like that. So one more thing, I moved myself because in the bottom right corner there are a few more tools for us to use, and that is we can check out the associated keywords. So if we click on that, it's going to show you the main words that are getting typed in to actually search for this product. So we see Eclipse, glasses, certified, safe, solar, shades, and then it says the number of searches next to it. So that is also something that we can definitely use to make sure that we are searching for the broadest keywords, or we can use these in our keywords when we're actually making our own listing. And then you can see some of the top keywords down here. The next thing over is going to be getting a Google Trend report. So if we click on that, this is going to show us if the product ever trends. So like I said, this product did trend and I sold it on the trend. So if you could see this huge spike right here, this is when the solar eclipse happened. So I started selling a few months prior to the eclipse actually happening. So if you guys are going to send a trending item or something that's seasonal, make sure you get the listing up and everything figured out at least a month or 2 months or 3 months before the actual peak of the trend or the peak of the season that a certain product is going to be facing. So if it's a summer product product, make sure you get your listing up for a summer product before summer. That way you don't get caught up at the last minute and not able to rank on the first page. So this is also something very helpful that we can get from the Chrome extension, and we can check to make sure if it has consistent sales throughout the whole year, which is good, or if it is a seasonal item, we know when to sell it and what season. Or we could see if it was a trending item like this one, where it's probably never going to get popular again and sell on a trend again like this, because there won't be another solar eclipse for like 27 years. So a product like this we can't sell again. So that's going to be it for this video, and it's over just like that. I hope I taught one of you how to use the Chrome extension from Jungle Scout on the computer. And please use this software, I guess you would call it, because I have not found a product without using that, or I have not gone with a product without confirming things with that Chrome extension. If I did, I would have probably lost and failed on a lot of products that I didn't need to lose on if I had that Chrome extension. So definitely a necessary tool if you guys are trying to sell on Amazon and make money. It's pretty much necessary. In my opinion, it's 100% necessary, but that's up to you guys. If you guys want to make it harder, go ahead. And if you guys learned anything new, then go down below, click on the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and also hit the notification bell so that way you get notified every time I upload a new video. And last but not least, go down below, leave a comment, let me know if you subscribed. Also, let me know if you have any questions, and I respond to every single comment. So that's going to be it. Here's my email one more time. If you guys ever need help, email me, and I respond to every single email. And I love helping you guys if you ever need extra help. So I will catch you guys in the next video.